Hello, my name is Kathleen, and I'm a graduate assistant in the Lee Business School Career and Professional Development Office. Today we will be talking about how to improve your resume. We will go over the applicant tracking system, resume formatting, and how to contact us if you have any questions or you want us to review your resume. Let's get started. What is the applicant tracking system, or ATS? An ATS is a software that employers can use to scan and rank applicants. It can determine whether or not you get an interview based on the contents of your resume. Large corporations have hundreds of resumes to go through their systems daily, and only a fraction of these resumes get seen by the human eye. We want to format your resume to maximize your chances of successfully passing through the ATS and hopefully getting an interview. 70 to 80% of applicants are rejected through ATS. Even qualified candidates can face trouble if the system cannot detect relevant keywords or can't read the resume due to formatting issues. Applicants can automatically be rejected for several of these reasons. This is why formatting is so important. We recommend not adding photos, graphics, tables, text, graphs to your resume, and things of that sort. The system needs to be able to pick up relevant information, and they may not be able to scan those things. So, how should you format your resume so you get the best chances of getting past ATS? Here are some formatting tips. You want to have consistency and consistent format throughout your resume. This means bold and italicizing your headers and making sure you do the same for the rest of your resume. Be sure to pay attention to your margins. Margins should be consistent throughout your document and be around 0.5 to 1 inch throughout the entire thing. Now let's take a look at your header. Your name should be the largest font on the document, somewhere between 14 to 18 bold font, so it's easy to read. All other text in the document should be the same size, between 10 to 12 point font. This includes headers and bodies of text, etc. You can also include a professional email, phone number, and LinkedIn link. Make sure you include the entire URL if you do include your LinkedIn profile. This means not including any hyperlinks, as the ATS system usually removes hyperlinks, and when submitting documents to different programs, the recruiter may not be able to have access to the hyperlink because of these formatting changes. You can also customize your LinkedIn link to look better and easier to read instead of the long string of numbers that they give you default. Your email should be professional, which could be your school email or personal email address with your name. After your header should be your education section. Your current university should be listed first, in this case would be UNLV, and you should include your estimated graduation date in month and year format. You can also include bullet points under your education section, including if you have a 3.0 GPA or higher, a minor, merit-based scholarships, or if you earn the Dean's List as well. Make sure to include the semesters you earned them in those bullet points. A key note is that you should only include completed degrees or degrees you are currently pursuing. If you're no longer pursuing that degree, or if you studied somewhere else but you did not complete the degree, do not include this under the education section. Here's a visual example of what your education section should look like. The main item should include the full university name, in this case, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, location, city and state format, graduation date in month and year format, and the full degree name, in this case being Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, and whatever major you are pursuing. If you added bullet points to your education section, it would look something like this. If you have an associate's or another completed education, you can use this format to highlight all the relevant information for the additional education experience. Be sure to not include any high school information beyond your first year of college. We will now look at some general formatting for other sections of your resume. These formatting tips can be applied to other sections, including leadership, campus involvement, work experience, or anything else you want to highlight. All these sections include the same key informations. Here are two sample sections, one for work and one for activities. Both sections include bullet points, position or title, company name, dates worked, and location. Make sure you stay consistent in formatting throughout your resume. For example, if you list your position first and company second, keep that format throughout the entire resume. If you notice, all the bullet points here start with an action verb. If you're currently in the position, you will use present tense verbs, and for previous positions, you will use past tense verbs. You want 3 to 5 bullet points per section. Each section should be listed in reverse chronological order, which means the newest information, most relevant information on the top. Make sure you quantify your bullets as well, which we will go over the next slide. Your bullet points are the most important part of your resume. Your bullet points tell your employers what you did and how you did it. This part is what people struggle with most, just because it's difficult to put your day-to-day responsibilities into words. To make it easier to understand or make your bullet points stronger, you may want to follow this format. What you did, an action verb, how you did it, the process, and what was the result, and try to quantify where it makes sense. Here are some examples. First, we'll start off with this bullet point. Use social media for campus events. It does give us some information, but we can definitely make this point stronger, including additional details. Here's the example of the bullet point earlier. Let's break it down. Promoted is the action word of what you did, which in this case, manage 3 social media platforms. We were able to quantify by using 3 social media platforms. Following this format strengthens your bullet points because it describes exactly what the process you used and gives a recruiter a better idea of what you do. Quantifying can be very important because it gives context. Quantifying can come in many forms, including numbers, percentages, dollar amounts, or even time frames, such as on a daily or weekly basis. Here are some action words you can start your bullet points with. Each action word is broken down into different sections, so you can pick one that best fits your needs. Strong action words can be a great way to start off your bullet points. When you're using strong action words, employers can see, and also the ATS can pick up these keywords to show that you're an ideal candidate. In addition to work experience, you can include any activities you're involved in outside of work. This can include, but not limited to, clubs, volunteering organizations, leadership positions, or project experience. It's okay to not have board or leadership positions. You can still include those experiences on your resume. You can list them out as your position as member or volunteer. Here's an example for formatting your activity section, and you may want to make sure you want to include bullet points and follow the same format as earlier to demonstrate your abilities to an employer. Now we'll move on to the skills section. Everyone has skills, and it's a great way to highlight skills that your employers may want to see. Most students like to list soft skills, but you must only include hard skills in your skills section. Here are some examples. Soft skills would include good communicator, hard worker, team player, works well under pressure, flexible and curious. These are more like adjectives and can be elaborated through a cover letter, interview, or in other bullet points as demonstrated previously. You want to include only hard skills such as languages, certifications, softwares, Microsoft programs, Photoshop, or any programming languages that you know. Another note is that if you do have any certifications, be sure to include the expiration dates if applicable. Here's an example of a resume overall that you can use and plug in if you need help with formatting. You still have any questions? You can still contact us. If you're unsure about your resume, we can review it for you during an appointment or via email. The best way to contact us is either through email, which you can email us at leavecareers@unlv.edu, or you can set up an appointment with us through Handshake for any resume questions or any career-related questions. In order to make an appointment, you'll first want to log into Handshake. Every UNLV student has a Handshake account, and all you need to do is log in with your ACE account. You will then click on University of Nevada, Las Vegas Career Center, so this screen should pop up right after you log into your ACE account. You're going to click on Appointments and fill out the requested information to set up an appointment. If you want to talk to us about something that's not listed, you can pick General Appointments and add details regarding on what you want to discuss. Additionally, the resource tabs will give you all our resume examples for each major. So if you want to receive a reference sample resume or use one as a template, you can find them here. You can also find other resources such as cover letters, interview guides, and more. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to helping you start your career.